Hello! Hi! And welcome back to our read-through, playthrough, whatever we're going to call this. 2236 AD. We're going to jump right back into things. It's September 30th, 2024. Probably going to be back in the club room. October begins tomorrow. The sun has also been setting earlier. Sunsets, evening, brings up bad memories. Clip. Snip. Could you please stop snipping those scissors with that huge grin? Senpai once again tries to stifle a devious laugh. The theme for today's experiment is related to the blades of scissors. All right, let's go. Finally, getting down to business with this girl. This is what I've been waiting for. You love scissors, don't you? Love scissors, don't you, Senpai? 61. I do. I've loved them since I was a kid, despite there being other things that you should love. Scissors are amazing, aren't they? What's with the sudden question? Scissors can't cut anything with just one blade, yet once you combine them, you can clip and snip. It's amazing, don't you think? That's true. They're different construction-wise from other bladed objects like box cutters and kitchen knives. For example, this. Look at this. Senpai grabs two flat sticks from the stationery container and the desk drawer in the club room. What are those? Rulers. Are you saying you don't know what these are? Oh me, oh my. I am afraid I don't own a single one in my room. You're so stupid. Senpai then overlays the two rulers and begins cutting a piece of print paper like scissors. She can cut paper with these? Huh? How? I'm shocked, unable to comprehend why she's able to cut paper with these things. I don't know if they still make rulers like this, but like the wooden rulers that I had when I was a kid, they had like I guess it was like a thin piece of metal on the edge, so that like you could drag a pencil across it a little easier, I think. But yeah, like I imagine if you kind of like put those together like scissors, you could probably cut a piece of paper or something. Does not seem out of the realm of possibility. Cool, huh? It is cool. Scissors are more of a construction and less of a bladed object. I like that. Scissors are just a concept. What do you mean? As I've just demonstrated, when two blades with no gaps apply enough pressure from the top and the bottom, they'll cut an object. Even if the blades themselves have no edge to them? Yes. Not all blades sparkle like knives. Pose your blade and strike when absolutely necessary. Fits me perfectly, right? In more ways than one. Extremely fitting. Clip. And you just gave that spiel, too. Please stop pointing those scissors at me. And so, in other words, scissor blades are just the opposite, where they're made to only cut when you apply force to them. Right. On that note, Yotsuba-kun, stick out your index finger. Am I alone in getting a bad feeling about this? It's fine. I said they won't cut, right? Oh, God. My hunch was right. However, she says, if you don't want the pictures from the summer camp cut in pieces, do as I say. With her denoting the nature of my uphill battle, I reluctantly stick out my right index finger. So I guess that, like, they did stuff over summer break. Bring it here. Come now. Senpai plays with my pointer finger, jamming it between the scissors. See? It doesn't hurt a bit, does it? You're right. I mean, there is still the psychological scare of it. We never even held hands before, yet we sealed our first time with scissors. Yes, quite regrettable. That said, summer camp sure was fun, wasn't it? Oh, are we gonna go back to summer camp? Let's go to summer camp! What happened at summer camp? Were scissors involved? I have a flashback. Didn't you just sit underneath the dome umbrella watching movies and not going out into the water even once? And what's the harm? The beach sand felt nice and coarse. Also, what I couldn't forgive above all else was Senpai had been wearing a shirt over her swimsuit. Well, rip you, I guess. Didn't get to have another little Shinji Ikari moment, did you? Maybe you've learned something in a couple of years and learned how to act a little more decent. Doesn't seem like it, though. Oof. Ha. Shh. I hear the sound of the scissor blades wedging into flesh. Ow! Huh? What is this? What's going on here? It hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Itai. At first I had no idea what's going on, but the pain gradually throbs, turning into a very real thing. This hurts. Blood. There's blood coming out, and it really hurts. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Have we reached it? Have we found it? Are we at the point? Are we experiencing the change? Sudden pressure drop. I'm sorry. Don't just say I'm sorry to me. This is an injury, isn't it? This is a crime. I'm sorry. I'll go get the first aid kit. Eh? This hurts. Blood is coming out. And what I really want to say outright should be stop fucking around. But Senpai looks terribly concerned, so I feel I'm on the verge of asking her, are you okay? Instead, for some reason. Hime Senpai diligently disinfects my finger without saying a word and wraps it up in a band-aid. I look down at this, feeling somewhat distant from Senpai and unable to say a word. Diligently cleaning up, she heads home, closing the meeting with things left still unclear. Interesting. I'm left in the club room by myself. This is a clear case of assault. Yeah, you're one to fucking talk. I don't even want to hear it from you, my guy. I don't even want to hear it. However, since Moscow was charging at the time and there are no other witnesses, I guess we could just dismiss this case. You fucking slime ball. Blood. The blood on the scissors is dry. The cut on my right index finger is throbbing in pain. I can smell the blood. Yeah, sunsets. I really hate them. Ultra Beatdown! I don't know what this means, but that's probably okay. I guess we're gonna have an Ultra Beatdown now. Let's go have an Ultra Beatdown. To be continued. Interesting. Phase 6. Tell me what you see. April 29th, 2231 AD. Yotsuba-san! It's morning! What time is it? 9:43, sir. Time to wake up, huh? Today starts my week-long break. What should I do? Thinking about it, I don't have anything to do. Your schedule is empty, I see. The only friends that I can hang out with are Shion and Shiraishi, and I haven't made any arrangements with either of them. Not only that, but thinking about it even further, I don't have any means of contacting them. We've never swapped email addresses. Probably because I'm always too embarrassed by Moscow and intentionally try to avoid bringing out my smart tool at school. Too late to notice that now, though. Is something the matter? You dummy. My apologies. Guess I'll spend the morning practicing violin and go to Haru's place in the afternoon. Ah, Yotsuba. This person is amazing. They're really trying to boil tea with their belly button. What are you watching? What are you watching? Haru's at it again today. Ah, the tea's overflowing. Yow, looks hot. What a dummy. Such a lovable dummy, though. Haru has been completely drawn into the canals. Too fast to track. That makes sense. If you sit here touching the canals all day without going to school, you'll get hooked whether you like it or not. She's having a great laugh at the expense of someone doing some stupid sort of challenge. Oh boy. So, my prediction here is that, like, she's now got a way to amuse herself beyond having to rely on him. for like information and shit. And he's gonna resent this shit now. He's gonna get fucking angry because she's his, damn it. Oh, this boy has got problems. But to be honest, it's not very funny. What's the deal with this difference in interests? Are you liking the canals? I'm liking it. It's quite something. Didn't you say that you didn't really like the canals that much? No, don't bring up old stuff like that, Yotsuba-san. Well, that's how it is when we talked yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, but after wandering around the canals, I found some funny spaces. Looks fun, but I'm a little worried. Why? Well, there are people called canal addicts, you see, and... Oh, don't worry, I'll be fine. Come and watch with me, Yotsuba. And a merry little addict you are, huh? Haru is so cute. Whenever I come here, I can really put my mind at ease. Stop it. I start to lose my peace of mind. Haru seems to have reached a funny broadcast space, getting hooked on it. Gah, she chortles like nuclear fused helium-3. But if you pressed me to say which is funnier, I would tell you that I would pick Haru chortling for sure. The content that Haru seems to be finding amusing is something I don't find funny in the slightest. Is she okay? This is concerning. Jesus. Although everyone has different things that make them laugh, so I probably shouldn't interject. You probably shouldn't. You did a nice thing for somebody, you then assaulted them, and now she's going out and having fun on her own. Maybe you should fucking just chill, my guy, and be happy with the fact that you did something nice, and maybe let a friendship blossom from there if one is going to. If this girl is even real at this point, because I have my doubts. This is bad news. Haru has stopped being cute. This is terrible. Where did the girl I knew ran off to? Oh, wow. Where did the girl I knew go off to? The diligent, lovable, frail girl I knew. Oh, this is getting ugly. I mean, not that it's not been ugly for a long time now, but what is it that I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's better that she laughs and has a good time, right? It's better this way, right? Yeah. Something the matter? Even Haru, who has been engrossed in the canals his whole time, seems to notice my disposition. This is so funny. It sure is, isn't it? Thank the lucky stars. What's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. Are you not feeling well? Does it look that way? Are you lonely? Huh? Are you lonely? No, it's not it. That's not it. What's her deal? I think it's normal to feel that way sometimes, so I understand. It's your fault. It's okay. It's okay, my ass. Oh no, you're mad. I'm sorry. Don't be angry. I'm not angry. Yes, you are. I close my gate. Now Haru's words won't be able to reach me. I'm pissed off that Haru... Does she even know her place in this all? Oh my God. What does she think is the reason she has the canal? Who does she think is the reason she has the canals in the first place? I'm going home. Bye-bye. I stop in my tracks at the entrance to her room, though. I scratch my head. I'm irritated at how petty I am. Why am I so damn bent out of shape? I'm wondering the same thing. Still, what should I be saying to her? Should I just tell her that the content she's watching isn't funny? Should I tell her, yes, I'm lonely? Even though I get close to stare at her face, she of course has no expression. Closing my gate, Haru looks no different than a doll, eyes closed, with her mouth moves, albeit a little. What was my brain thinking at a time like this? I murmur that aloud with my gate closed. That's when it happens. Splash! I hear the sound of water. Huh? I feel cold water on my cheek. Haru's right hand, which was soaking in the water tank, touches my left cheek. How much time has passed, I wonder? I think, in all actuality, it's only been a couple seconds. Haru's hand suddenly gives to the weight and falls. Splash! It hits the water in the tank, and the spray of the water dampens my face even more. Haru, Yotsuba, just now, your hand moved, right? What? What I touched just now was you, Yotsuba? Haru's body moved. This is a major event. That's right. How did you do it? How did you make your hand move? I don't know. You don't know, but you just made your hand move, didn't you? I don't have a clue. What does she mean, I don't have a clue? Haru herself seems to be bewildered at the fact that her body moved. Do you remember how it felt when your body moved? Oh, I don't really know. Try remembering, please. Why? Why, you ask? There might be a hint as to how to move your body. Why? Don't you want to move it? Have I said something like that? Huh? Am I wrong? Sorry, wait. My head is all jumbled up. Oh, I see. Your memories. I had forgotten about Haru's mind. Her head seems to be scattered as a book with mixed up pages. To add to that, I've been told that with memories and fragmented pieces like this, it's impossible to form any sort of meaning. However, it feels as though, through talking with me, those pages are slowly but surely falling back into a proper order. Maybe the fact that Haru was in an abnormally good mood before is due to her touching the canal and getting back chunks of her memories. However, it would seem that not all of them have fallen back into place yet. If you were to write a person's mind into a book, I wonder how many pages it would be. Yotsuba. My body. Why does it move? She says it was in such an odd way, as if she hasn't questioned it until today. To tell the truth, that might be it. She might have never looked at herself objectively until she had enough pieces of her memory in place. Haru is steadily getting her memories back. Just like a jigsaw puzzle with a certain amount of pieces filled in, the speed at which she regains them might increase from here on out. However, I'm concerned. Once she regains all her memories, what in the hell will she see? Tell me what you see. This is a heavy snowfall area, so the roof in this hotel is warping something terrible. It's very awkward looking. This is how a house gets when you don't regularly remove snow off the roof, huh? How did Haru get here, I wonder? There's a ton of things on my mind about Haru and about Shion. Could telepathy be the key? If I knew more about telepathy, I'd be able to understand Haru and Shion more than I do now. Hey, Masuko. Yes, what is it? Go borrow a book that has a lot about telepathy. Very well. I have borrowed the book. Well done, that was fast. This is a book called Elementary Particles of the Mind, written by Little Elfin, and is transcribed by Ako Kagami from Kakapo. What is the basis for that choice? I was thinking it would be something that even someone of your intellect could follow. That's fantastic. Also fantastic is that this awesome violin piece is back to accompany us in our wonderful little conversations that we get to have with Masuko. All right, let's get reading. Oh, I get to read? All right. Don't read Elementary Particles of the Mind. Well, I think we kind of have to. I hope this isn't like, I don't know. So I'm gonna do a like this just to be on the safe side. Let's read it. Oh, this looks complicated. Preface. Telepathy is the newest means of communication in regards to us, the human race. Telepathy is scientifically summarized as a phenomenon called HT, and it is said that it has existed ever since the days of antiquity. It has existed even longer than humanity's creation of the word. Despite that, it is the newest form of communication with a strange and complicated story. There are multiple theories on the origins of telepathy, which have been at the center of disputes even to this date. There are some people who say that the birth of humanity was the same, and a range of people who say it the birth of the entire universe. In this book, I think we'll kick things off at the starting point. The series of events experienced by 6 girls and 1 boy. If there were no talented women in their youth among these 6, the big discovery in natural science would have been quite the slow discovery indeed. And I respect those women from the bottom of my heart. Well, at least somebody does around here. To the great doctors, little Elfin. Telepathy has been around since the days of antiquity, huh? To be more accurate, HT has been around since the days of antiquity. Ghostly phenomena. I think that everyone, no matter who, has heard these words at least once. To explain what it means in simple terms, a ghostly phenomenon refers to a phenomenon in which one feels the presence of a supposedly dead person as if they are nearby. I will give a simple explanation as to why this sort of occurrence happens as well. Wave-like bodies of HT particles called HT data are flying back and forth, but our eyes cannot see them. These waves pass through our gates, fulfilling the role of conveying sounds, images, and other information to our minds and hearts. I'll make a note of this later, but HT data is preserved within objects such as furniture or books. That is why, for example, a doll that a deceased person treasured his or her entire life will have that person's HT data preserved inside of it. By reading that HT data, it will induce a phenomenon which one feels the presence of a supposedly dead person as if they are nearby. This is the trick behind ghostly phenomena. The first HT-related phenomena recorded as scientifically applicable data was a ghostly phenomenon. Back in the day, before HT was discovered, ghostly phenomena were classified as psychic, supernatural, and occult phenomena because they were impossible to explain scientifically. The reasons for such are as follows. 1. In those days, there were barely any people with their gates opened. 2. Ghostly phenomena are extremely difficult to recreate. 3. The physical structure of HT is quite obtuse. 4. Leading scientists did not have a chance to deal with these phenomena. The above barriers served as a huge hindrance to the scientific understanding of ghostly phenomena. However, the previously mentioned 6 girls and 1 boy miraculously overcame all hurdles and managed to scientifically prove this phenomenon. At the start of the 21st century, these girls came face to face with a certain ghostly phenomenon. It was most likely an unnerving experience, as the phenomenon was inexplicable via science at the time, but in spite of that, these girls, budding young scientists, could not stand accepting it at face value. There has to be a reason, there has to be a cause, they thought. After the girls first witnessed the phenomenon, a little time passes where nothing happens, but then they find a unique ghostly phenomenon with the ability to be recreated. It's a single boy who ends up taking action here. While he's ended up becoming a young man by this point, and out of the 6 girls, 2 have become novice scientists and 1 a mathematician, he possessed a genetic makeup to manifest the ghostly phenomenon under certain conditions. As the girls continued with their analysis, it would appear that the chest and portion of the amygdala, called the TR domain, are deeply connected to one another. Thus, one day, in the midst of research, an accident occurred. At the time, the man and 1 scientist were in the laboratory. In a shocking turn of affairs, in the middle of an experiment, a gate must have opened somewhere, and the 2 were able to converse telepathically before they even knew it. This was the start of modern-day telepathy, the series of events experienced by 6 girls and 1 boy. This was an event that happened before Paradigm Lost, but it has a passage recorded in the Akashic phone. Directly after that, the world was consumed in the so-called telepath pandemic. The first two, with their gates open, went around to people around them and wrenched open their gates. Doing so caused the population of telepaths to explode in the blink of an eye. This situation, which people at the time called a supernatural phenomenon, naturally threw the entire world into turmoil. As such, many natural science researchers turned their attention towards ghostly phenomena and telepathy before the heretofore inexplicable unknown phenomena. Now then, how did research on ghostly phenomena link into the manifestation on telepathy, you ask? What serves as a bridge to linking these two together is HT. The one who first recognized the connection was the female scientist Dr. C.S., who advocated for HT infrastructure theory, which illuminates this breakthrough in natural science. Incidentally, I've mentioned the two scientists up to this point, but what role did the other girl, the mathematician, play in all this? Dr. C.S. utilized, at the time, new geometry to describe her HT infrastructure theory. In actuality, the one who described and researched the geometry was the mathematician. Quite the miraculous encounter, isn't it? Basically, Scientist 1, Scientist 2, and the mathematician were lucky and just so happened to be present for a ghostly phenomenon? Isn't that that's an intriguing story, isn't it? And since they kept researching it, they were able to use telepathy, more or less, right? That's correct. It really is this simple of a story. They're basically saying that people who weren't able to use telepathy just somehow became able to. I don't think that's too big of an issue. Since I don't know Shion and Shiraishi in my head, it's an extremely big issue. Moreover, all animals, humans included, are endowed with telepathic abilities. It simply means that they have forgotten about them until the 21st century. What do you mean? Unformatted data can't be read, right? Until humanity created language, there was no established way to format the data. Just the opposite, in fact. Language made formatting data possible for the first time ever. It is thought that after its conception, humanity utilized verbal communication more than telepathy, thus marking the moment when gates degraded and shut down. Wait a second. They could have just used telepathy even after they made language, so why did they end up not using it? You see, it wasn't long after they formed language that they became unable to convey language via telepathy. How come? That would be because at the time, sound and letters themselves were languages. For example, the letters I am a make no sense. I-A-M-M-E make no sense, but I am me, spaced and pronounced as such, does. Essentially, for many years, the system became an abstract concept, much like language nowadays, until telepathy had fallen out of fashion. I'm a little reluctant to just wholeheartedly accept that. So, what did the people who couldn't use telepathy end up doing to be able to? Are you talking about clothes? Even modern medical science is very unsure about the answer. Just forget it. They cut her off. Whatever. Time for bed. All right. And we're going to go ahead and cut this one right there. And the next time we are together, we will reconvene on April 30th, 2231. But thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.